Hi. Hi, everybody.
Hey.
We have the best call today ever. I'm just going to give, hi, Naomi. I'm just going to give a minute for more people to get in. I'm actually very prepared for today, so that's a good thing. Let me sorry, one second. The link for today in chat.
This group is so punctual. It's,
Oh, not only today. Hi, Johnny. So today, if anyone's new, welcome. I added a bunch of people to the meeting today, so thanks to everyone that's been sharing this. But we started as a group of EAs from World 50 who are just really like tech driven and into AI, and since then it's grown. So welcome. We demo tools, share insights, things like that, and just cheer each other on. So glad you're here. Today we have some really exciting news from Vimcal about their Vimcal EA product. And after that, we will OpenAI Academy has these new free courses that I just wanted to show you guys. And then I wanted to do a demo and compare just regular ChatGPT with the EAwiz that I developed. So fun times. Let's get started. I will hand it over to the Vimcal team. Hi, guys.
Great. Hey, everyone. Thank you so much, Courtney. You just start my Chrome, start the presentation. So yeah, it's great to see everyone, a lot of familiar faces. And I'm super excited to present our latest release, Executive Calendar Audit. This is our biggest product release of the year, and I'm so excited to get this into your hands.
Mike, before you jump into this, I think we actually have an updated pitch deck. With,
Oh,
let me shoot you.
Can everyone hear them okay? Is it just low on my end or yeah, okay.
can you guys hear me? Oh, can you guys hear me okay?
We're good. Yes, thank you.
Yes.
Cool. Okay. Um, Let me share my screen again. Sorry, I'm trying to find.
While we're waiting, I am curious where everyone is calling in from. If we want to just shoot that in the chat. NYC myself.
Yeah, I'm in New York. Cool. Yeah, like I was saying, this is our biggest product release of the year, and I'm really excited to get this into your hands. I truly think this is going to be a game changer for executive assistants, and this is going to make you indispensable to your execs. I know I've met many of you before, but for those that are new, I'm Mike. I'm the CTO and co-founder of Vimcal. A little about me, I graduated from UC Berkeley with a double in economics and computer science. Afterwards, I worked at a tiny startup called Microsoft, where focusing on AI chatbots. After that, I co-founded Vimcal, where we've built the best calendar for executive assistants. We exist to take tedious scheduling tasks off your plate so you can focus on your strategic work. I'm just going to spend 30 seconds, quick overview of Vimcal EA features, or at least some of our key features. So we make it easy to share availability. Just drag, copy, and paste. We make it easy to schedule across time zones. We handle all the time zone conversions, so no more juggling between World Time Buddy and worrying about daylight saving changes. We also offer weekly metrics about your exec's calendar, who they met with, how long they were in meetings, and other data that you can control through granular tagging. After releasing metrics, we started hearing a lot about calendar audits, which brings us here today. One of the things we learned from talking to hundreds of EAs over the years is that counter audits is one of the most valuable yet painful things an EA can do for their exec. Who here resonates with this image? Raise your hands as this brings back some memories. Cool. So historically, you start by manually writing down each event and their calendar details into either Excel or paper. So, you would have your exec's calendar on the left side of your screen. You have Excel open on the right, and you have to write down the event, title, attendee, time of each event. You do this week after week, clicking back, 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 and copy and pasting all the details. Next, you have to group recurring events together. And at first maybe that didn't sound so difficult, but then you realize if your exec has 10 reports and they all have one-on-ones, how are you going to group them? How are you going to group those together? So now you're looking at the attendee section, making sure that each event's the same, and trying to do that across all the events for quarter for 12 weeks at a time, trying to not make a mistake while grouping them. So that's a real challenge. And last but not least, you have to calculate time saved. We're all familiar with recurring events here. How do you calculate time saved if an event recurs every week or every third Monday or every other day? It gets complicated quickly. There's essentially an infinite permutation of recurrence, all of which creates massive headaches. All of which makes you feel like this. So one of the EAs we talked to, who was the inspiration behind this entire feature, is Courtney. As you know, her experience with counter audits was so painful that she spent half a year with ChatGPT trying to hack something together. Even though scrappy, it still saved her exec 300 hours. So doing a counter audit can take up to 40 hours. Both you and especially your exec want to do it more often, but you just don't have the bandwidth or time. This is one of my favorite memes. We've spent the last few months talking to many other executive assistants and execs about their own counter audit experience, from best practices to mistakes that they've made to what a 10 out of 10 experience would feel like. So here's what we promise you for Vimcal EA calendar audit. It's going to be fast. You no longer have to spend hours pasting event information. It's going to be accurate. You no longer have to try to group events together yourself. And it's going to be easy. We handle all the calculations, especially around recurring events. You can now on your schedule, save hours of your exec's time by removing non-critical events, especially recurring events, all of which will make you indispensable. So with that said, it is demo time. Cool. So this is Vimcal EA, and the way you get to executive counter audit by going to the right-hand side, you just click executive counter audit. And here I've loaded, so starting off, you can select the time frame that you want to do it at. So by default, it goes within the last quarter, which is going to be January 1st or March 31st. You can select any arbitrary time frame. You can select your exec. So I'm going to just change it to Ehrlich here, just to show you that it's really easy to change. Most importantly, you can actually filter for recurring events only. And this is important because recurring events is kind of where you can get the most bang for your buck. Most recurring events are created sometime in the past, and the person who created it has never moved it, and a lot of these meetings are actually just unnecessary or can be greatly reduced. So we make it really easy to view, to hide and view only recurring events. We have this tracker to show you how many minutes you've saved your exec. Afterwards, you can finish and export the data so you can present your exec, and we'll come back to this later. Here you have a view of the event title, kind of all the event details, right? Event title, meeting time. We've helped you group together recurring events. The attendees, if you hover over, you can see the entire attendee, whether meeting is external or internal. If you color code, you can color code. The colors will show up here as well as tags that you've set up. So for example, I have a design tag for design sync. When it was created, the current duration, the proposed duration, the current recurrence, and then the proposed recurrence. And you'll note that there's this little warning here. And this warning is actually show you this event was created over a year ago, and this is a good event that you should pay attention to see whether it's something we want to reduce. So let's see this in action. So I have this event called Meeting with VCs for my exec. It is 90 minutes. So let's say this is an old event. My exec doesn't actually need to go to this anymore. You can just press 0. And now over the next 90 days, I've saved my exec 16 hours and 30 minutes. Next, let's say I want to go to recurring only. I want to go to all hands. So this all hands has 60 minutes, maybe 30 is enough. And instead of weekly, we can make it monthly. So now we're at 15 hours. And let's say team happy hour, it's 120. I can make this 30 minutes. It's more than enough. So just with these 3 changes, I have saved my exec 1 day, 7 hours, and 30 minutes. So now I am going to export this, and you'll see it's been exported. And let me pull up the exported version. So you'll see that, let me now share my entire screen, just so it's a little easier. So you'll now see that you get a zip with the CSV and a PDF. If you open up the CSV, this shows you all the changes, or for all the events, right? So right now it's only recurring, the time, start time, end time, attendees. This is for if you want to mess with the data yourself. We make it easy for you to export the data. And this is the thing that we're most excited about. This is a printable PDF with your exec's name, the time frame, number of changes, total number of hours saved over 90 days, and we list out each individual change that you've made. So you can see I made the change from 1 hour 30 minutes to 0 minutes, right? Essentially deleting it. I've changed from 2 hours to 30 minutes. And finally, I've changed the duration and the frequency. So you can go through this with your exec, showing that this is how much time they would save. We've gotten really good feedback from execs about this, so really excited to get this into your hands. Awesome. So let's go back to my presentation. Cool. So what? I do so much for my exec behind the scenes. Why should I care about calendar audit? Well, as you audit, Vimcal EA calculates in real time how many hours your changes would save your exec. That means you're not just optimizing their calendar, you're walking into performance review season with hard numbers that prove your impact. No spreadsheets, no math, just instant, crystal clear data you can use in salary raise conversations or anywhere you need to show your impact. Some additional resources. Seizing my EA. I know a lot of you guys are already subscribers, but it's a great newsletter if you're short on time. It's easy to skim through in a minute or two. If what we've demoed here today is interesting to you, you can sign up by going to vimcal.com/EA, and we offer everyone who sign up personal onboarding to get you all set up. And before you ask, we have just about every security certificate, so I'm happy to send our security packet to you or your IT. Just let me know. And I've shared my contact information, my LinkedIn, and my email. Please connect with me, send me an email. I'm really easy to get a hold of. I love talking to EAs. I spend most of my days talking to EAs. So don't hesitate to reach out if you ever just want to chat. And that is everything.
Oh my God. Like, can I just tell you, everything that I've been working on like this last year, like this is what I envisioned. Like this, it's so clean, it's beautiful, it's easy, it's instant, it's instantly handing you like you're making people become strategic partners. Like you're doing all of the work and we get to just go to our executive and save the day by saying, here, look what I did, look what I'm proposing. It's
So,
I love the toggle at the top for recurring meetings only. Um, just because we may, our only interest in doing a calendar audit isn't to save money. Like I mean, save time. We may, want to whatever, analyze other things like when a meeting was created, things like that. So I love that. The PDF to take to the exit, it's just it's so great. It's everything. There's nothing like this. And I'm so excited. And you know what, you guys, like how great is it to have um like a software company that actually like listens and takes feedback in from its users and like implements it. We were here a month ago talking about you know, the script and like what the benefit was from that, and like they implemented, like it's just great. I'm so happy. I like you guys so much,
Well,
and what
we
a
love
great job.
you and we love this community, and yeah,
So
it's
anyone
been
have
a
any questions or any thoughts? Could we, if you wanted to, if you want to send me that like security sheet or whatever, I'd be happy to include that in the agenda docs if you
yeah,
guys would like to do that. Yeah.
yeah. Johnny, do you mind sending her the packet? Or
Come
Johnny,
on,
do you
anyone else have any feedback? This is amazing.
thank you.
Before review time, you want to whip this up and just you're walking into your review saying, here, look at the impact that I made. So thanks, guys. It's incredible.
Yeah,
Big
it's been thank you so much. And yeah, we definitely want to get everyone's feedback on it. Like this is yeah, we're definitely going to continue to iterate on this and want to provide software and the tools so that you can focus on the more strategic work. And yeah,
Yes, Naomi. Naomi said in the chat. So I connected with Naomi. I got her. If you don't join the leader assistant sessions, I'm sure most of you know Naomi, but nerding out with Naomi. No, close. Naomi has
We're nerds, but we can be geeks too. I'm
Nerding out with Naomi. Anyway, it's a great another free meeting resource. And anyway, I found her there, and so I she also does coaching, and I got a coaching session, and we were talking about her calendar audit, and I think so many of us have tried to do something, right? Like and either just given up. I think Naomi, you did yours before AI was around, right? Like you had.
Yeah, I had a crazy Excel spreadsheet. I had to meet with the leader like at the end of every day to talk about categories and what did you actually do and, show potential time saved if we adjusted things. And there were pivot tables. And this is just hurts my heart a little bit for all the time that I have done before on it, but it's also really cool to know that there's tools out there like that now.
I
thank
know,
you.
and how fast they whipped this up, and like everything that I had hoped mine would be, theirs is. So that's awesome.
Thank you.
Okay, well, thanks so much for joining, guys. Johnny put a link to their LinkedIn post. If you guys could click on that and comment or like it, that'd be awesome. And
If you actually think it's helpful though, like no
sorry,
pressure. Only if you actually found those helpful. No
Yeah.
worries
who
otherwise.
didn't? Everyone did. Everyone had to.
Yeah.
So anyway, all right. Thanks so much, guys, for joining us.
So much. And yeah, if you get, I truly hope that we've shown that like we love listening to EAs, right? So if you have any feedback, you're like, hey, like I wish counter audits did this, I want this, right? Like we're all ears. We're really customer centric. We love, yeah, like truly really love talking to executive assistants, and we want to build tools that make your life easier and um, help you show your value. And I think one of the things we learned from this building this particular product and this particular feature is that you guys have a really hard time when it comes to negotiating salaries because a lot of what you do is behind the scenes. It's not clear. There's no quantitative way to measure what you do, right? It's really, really difficult. And I think with what we've built, this is one of the first ways you can actually walk into your next salary negotiation or your next promotion and say, hey, I made a tangible impact on your life, executive, right? I've saved you this many hours. Um, so yeah, we're super excited, and I really think this is going to be a tool to empower EAs going forward. So yeah,
Thank you.
yeah. Thanks so much, guys.
Yeah,
Well,
bye,
we'll be
guys.
back soon.
Thanks again.
Let's get to everyone's faces. Bye.
Yeah, it's always good to see you guys. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye, guys. So let's see. Um, what else do we have today? So, did you guys hear about OpenAI's Academy that I think they just released recently? I'll share my screen here. But OpenAI just released like all of these free courses that you can sign up for. So all sorts of different AI. I saw one that had ChatGPT, Sora, how to use that, how to generate videos. ChatGPT for coding. I'll be taking that. All kinds of different classes. Prompt engineering, that's a good basic class to get into. ChatGPT search. I love all of these. These are and they're all free. So
Where'd you find that, Courtney? Whereabouts on ChatGPT?
I saw a news article on it and then I saved the article and couldn't find it. So I just went back and searched OpenAI free classes. So I put the link in the agenda
Beauty.
doc. So you can just click there and it's a separate sign up from ChatGPT. But I mean, there's classes for days here. So there's no excuse to seem lost with AI. So,
Courtney, were you able to use your own login from ChatGPT,
no,
or is
it's
it
separate. I mean, I still use my same email address, but it's a new registration process.
Got it.
They want
Thanks.
to know like your job title, I think that's really it. And then to log into this, you enter your email address and then it sends your email like an entry code or whatever. So you have to click on the link to get to it. But awesome. Also, I wanted to do a quick little demo to show you guys that EAwiz tool that I got, or that I made. Hold on, that I got. Okay, I don't know. Hold on one second. Okay, so we're done here. I'm going to go to the ChatGPT window. Am I still sharing or not?
Yeah, you are.
So I'm going to go to first the ChatGPT. So I went to ChatGPT and I just said, can you make me a cover letter for an executive assistant role at Dropbox? And then without prompting me for like any information, it just gives me this generic cover letter, right? And I think like in the beginning, I would be like, okay, cool. And I would change a couple things, but pretty much I was using this generic cover letter. And you can really tell, like, no question. Maybe I was, clueless in the beginning, but now it's so easy to see. I can like, it's so clear when something's AI generated. So there's the example there. I'll put the same prompt in EAwiz. Can you make me a cover letter for an executive assistant role at Dropbox? So EAwiz is the custom GPT. It's still ChatGPT. If you haven't heard me talk about this before, it's still ChatGPT. It just has like hundreds of pages of instructions on the back end, then instruct ChatGPT how to respond to you. So, also the benefit with this is that you can type hashtag tools and it will give you a big list of different hashtags that you can type that are like already, it will guide you through like the process step by step. So these are some of those hashtags. Like if you're applying for a job, you would say hashtag career because it says right here, resume, cover letter, job applications. But I made so many different tools. I tried to cover like a lot of what we do in a day. So there's that. But let me ask it the question now. So same question without using any of those tools. So it's going to ask you one question at a time. So you're not like typing something and then scrolling up and being like, oh, what else did it ask me? Like it's a guided process, one question at a time. And if you don't want to answer something, I programmed it to where you can just say skip. But I wanted it to be as thorough as possible to make sure it pulls as much information out of you as possible to really customize whatever output you're looking for. In this case, a cover letter. So uh, whatever. I'm just gonna say skip for now. No. We'll say this. since they gave that to me. Since we're saving time, I'll just type that. Or you could say, give me all of their values and let me choose, whatever. Okay, next one. What unique strengths would you like to emphasize? So I thought it was going to prompt you for your resume first, but AI automation, C-suite, smart, project manager. Then not all of our resumes are like current, right? And we may not have our greatest like accomplishment or something that we want to highlight on our resume. So it's going to ask you to make sure that it has your current information. I'll say, what's your specific achievement that you'd like to include? So I'm just going to say skip, and it will insert a placeholder in that cover letter to make you go back and enter those achievements. Here, and this is my answer every time when it gives me a choices like this. So instead of picking one of each, I always ask for multiple like outputs, whatever it is that I'm asking for. I'll say give me 3 different options to choose from, because why not? So anyway, it's just going to give you a more personalized output. Here, I'm going to try doing the tool that I built instead of just asking it that question. I'm going to do the tool and see. I'm pretty sure that's going to prompt you for your resume. So let's find out. You've activated career, what to expect. I'll guide you step by step, asking one question at a time to build a resume, cover letter, and job strategy. So you may not be interested in building your resume. You can say skip. You can always say skip. But do you have a specific job description? Actually, I do. Do you like how prepared I am? I'll try to stick this way instead of winging it every time. I still can't multitask though. So are we here? Yes. Okay, there's the job description. And then hopefully it's going to ask you for your resume. Okay, so you get the picture. So this is just much more thorough than going to ChatGPT and asking for that cover letter and having it give you some generic one that's probably not even going to make it for a recruiter to see. Not that my resumes ever do. I've been looking at so many different remote jobs lately, and I don't know what I'm doing wrong, but I'm like, okay, for sure I'm gonna get a phone call on that one. No. But I've done everything that I can I've put the effort in. So I think it's just the sheer volume of applicants that these roles get. Anyway, so that's my little comparison. It's free, EAwiz.com. So I'd love your feedback. I'd love your suggestions. If you guys have like some ideas for new like hashtag processes that I can create for you guys, I want to make this as useful as possible. I did have a question. Did anyone have any questions on that? You just have to have a ChatGPT account to use it, and you have to be logged into your account. Someone in one of my Slack groups asked a question that I had no advice for. So I thought I'd bring it to you guys in case you guys did. The meeting's being recorded, so hopefully I can come back to her with some kind of solution. So she asked, here, I'll stop my share. But she said, Courtney, do you know of any agents that can pull prep notes or Google Docs for my executive from her calendar? Specifically, every day I send her a Slack with her daily digest. a list of her meetings and to-do items for the day. For each meeting, I'll also add the notes doc or the agenda doc. Not all of these can be included in the calendar invites. So does anyone have any, Annie, you use Slack, don't you? I mean, Google, like I just don't use Google Calendar.
I don't have Google. I don't use Google. I use
Oh,
it personally.
okay.
And I use Slack. I don't use it at work. We don't have it at work. We have Teams. I
Gotcha.
use it in another group. I've used it minimally, but it seems to be a lot. I feel that maybe it has more function than Teams,
Hmm.
um, in terms of being able to, I think it's more integrated with your systems, but that's just me. Again, I have minimal experience with Slack, but
Sure. Okay. No, anyone else have any thoughts? I'll work on that a little bit in the next couple days and see if I can come up with something. Um, let's see. Looking at the chat. What else did I have to show you guys? Oh, I found this GPT. I didn't open it yet. So while I was searching for these Google Doc or the OpenAI courses, um, I came across it's another custom GPT that someone developed. I haven't tested it yet, so let's just try it together real quick. Okay, so this is a custom GPT that's supposed to help you find free courses for a topic. So um, web design. I should have probably been more specific, but let's see. I was just curious to see how. Great. So I guess it only gives you free courses. What about Canva? Try and make it more relevant. Okay. So anyway, the link for this search is in the agenda also, if you guys are interested. Well, this meeting's going slower than I thought it would. I thought I had so much prepared and we're at the halfway point. Oh, someone jump in. Anyone have any wins this?
Courtney.
Oh, yes.
Oh, yeah, sorry. I just popped a question into the chat. I missed last week, so if I missed it, I apologize. But
Yeah.
Molly was talking 2 weeks ago about her compilation of newsletters she follows. And then I think she also was saying how she follows a bunch sort of on behalf of her boss and how she puts those all into, is it Google LM, and spits out something for him, a summary. Did she go over that last week? Did I miss it? I'm not sure if she's here.
Yeah, I just realized Molly's not here. What's going on? I hate that.
I saw her note taker though, I thought.
I did see that, yeah.
I spoke with her yesterday. I think she had a meeting, so she's gonna come late to this one.
I see. Okay. Well, yeah, I've been talking to her a lot all week. Uh, yeah, she if she doesn't come in late, I will. Does anyone remember? I know she addressed the newsletters and was going to put something together, but I'll make a note of that and I'll come back to you, Carmel.
And then I can just also share a little bit of information about your custom chat that I've used it a few times, and specifically to get some KPIs. And just between your chat and my prompts, etc., I presented my boss with 4 KPIs. And I mean, we use AI and chat, and that's fine at work. And he's like, "Oh wow, chat did a really good job of this." And I was like, but so did Courtney and I. Chat gets credit, but I think Courtney does too.
I
It
love
was
it.
really good.
Oh, that's awesome. That's so cool. Yeah, but some of these like hashtag tools that I made uh, will probably never like branding. I don't know. a lot of these I'll never use, but I just wanted to try and be as thorough as possible. Also templates, I think. uh, Okay, I'm gonna divert real quick. So I want to talk to you guys about. So I'm really close. Okay, the whole website in EA was being designed, right? I paid the developer. He asked me for like 10 examples of like competitors, right? Or like people in the industry. So I gave him, I started with $500, right? And he gave me the first like mock-up or whatever, the first draft. Do you guys know who Melissa Peoples is? She's great, right? Her website's great. I didn't want the identical website to her. I was mortified. It was her website with like, and I was like, did I seriously just pay for this? So I was so defeated and like, having to start over again. I already paid like this guy so much money for a logo that I hate. Like it was just, I was drained, right? I was like, what am I gonna do? So I was like, no, that's this girl's website. Like that's identical, like down to everything. The infographics, everything was the same color palette. I was like, I'm not using that. I can't use that. So anyway, so I was defeated, right? But from when I was at Blackstone, I made friends with one of my boss's direct reports. He's been so supportive, like this whole calendar audit script, and we stayed friends. So, why am I telling this? Oh, so I met up with some people last night who are like super into AI, and I just like to listen to them talk. Not that I can input anything, but like they're geniuses, and I just like to listen to them. They're like developers. So I was telling them about the website, and they're like, "Oh, well, have you tried Lovable?" And so it's Lovable.dev, and he's like, no, just type to it and you can make your website, your web app, whatever you want to make. So I had no faith that I could do it. But like last night, I got into bed at midnight and I was up until like 3 in the morning working on this. I just want to show you guys a quick little, like this is insane. And this was done in 3 hours. Have I been screen sharing this whole time? Um,
Yes, you have.
Yes,
sorry.
ma'am.
I want to give you a quick little preview of, oops, there. So what did I want to show you though? Which one? The market. Oh, I want to show you the marketplace, right? Because there's nothing like it out there. And it would be, so if you guys have templates, I've mentioned this in like the past couple of meetings, but if you guys have something amazing that you've built, right? Like how cool would it be to like make a little money on it? So like you take out your branding and then you could list it here, you set your own price. I would get a small little cut to cover my fees and it would just be passive income. So um so that was Molly and I have been working on that. So anyway, I hope to launch the site on admin day. Um,
Super
and
cool.
yeah, okay. What else?
Have you guys talked about Lindy.ai?
No, talk to me.
It's like a bot building site, and I've spent like the last 2 weeks building all sorts of bots in it. Some of it I'm actually using, some of it is just to get the experience and see what can be done.
Bots for what? Like
So like
tell me.
one of them will crawl my leader's calendar for the upcoming week, and I've told it to only give updates. So it'll be like, here's what you have coming up for the week. But here, this meeting has external attendees. Here's a link to their company website and their LinkedIn page. And here's a brief biography on the company and the external attendees, like what you need to know that the company won an award or this attendee won an award. And then it puts it all into an email and sends it to him.
Did you have to integrate?
I had to integrate some things, but like you just kind of like build it slowly and it kind of tells you how to do it. It's pretty easy to use. And we've been tweaking it. And then he decided, well, what if it was daily? He now wants it daily. And then he's like, okay, what if it's only for certain meetings? I'm like, well, you got to tell me how to prompt the bot. So we're still experimenting on how to make it the most useful tool. But that's one bot. I have another bot that crawls a Slack channel and
Yeah.
summarizes things for weekly drawings and gift cards. One that writes really fun kudos. So like a manager just has to put in some basic information and then the bot writes a really fun kudos post.
Wow.
It can do a lot of different things. And I'm happy to share my screen if you want to see it.
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
Please. I would love that.
Let's see.
I was going to say, I sense a demo coming.
I love that. Naomi,
So an example might be, let's see, what could I actually show? So like not all of these I'm actually using. And some of them, they've pre-built a bot. So like a candidate screener. You put in the job description and then you upload the resume and it will tell you how close it looks without you having to do it. But like the daily meeting prep one that we were using for a little bit, let me blow this up. That'll be hard to see. I don't know if I actually can though. Let's just go to view. Zoom in. Is that getting better? So I told it, hey, every day at 11 a.m., I want you to crawl his calendar for the next day. And it does its own stuff. I didn't put in a lot of prompts for the crawling it. And it sends him an email about, in this case, what do you want to know more about? Just here's your agenda. What do you want to know more about? Because he's like, I just don't need all the information. Sometimes there's just one meeting out of everything. So all he had to respond is in some type of affirmative, some yes or sure, some sort of positive comment in the response, and then then it would search all of these things. So you give it this query. I told it to search his emails, so like maybe how often have you talked to this person? What's a summary of your recent emails? It would search the internet and then it would send an email to him with information on that specific thing.
How cool is that?
So and it guides you on how to do it. So if you want to make new ones, so it gives you a lot of templates to work from as well as partly how I've learned.
Yeah.
There's a lot of like sales things, customer support bots you can build, meeting note takers and meeting prep alerts. You can have it triage your email for you. It has tons of integrations. So it's been a fun thing to play around with. It is paid, but they have, when I signed up and I put in my company's credit card information, they gave us a free month. So, and then you could cancel at the end of it if you didn't need it.
So right off the bat, like when you sign up for it, do you have to give it permissions
You do have to give it
Or
permissions to
create
integrate
it.
with all these. Yeah, like, so you have to give it access to all sorts of things for it to
Yeah.
do these things. You
Yeah.
have to give it access to your Google. I have it summarizing a Notion page for me every day that like different managers have to update and have it summarizing it in a particular way because every Friday I have to email that out because our leadership isn't always going to hop on the Notion page like they should. So now it's getting to their inbox, but I'm playing with it because it's not summarizing it in the way I want it to. So,
Yeah.
but it can now access my Notion page. It can write bullet points. It can do all the things that I want it to do.
Naomi, question for you though. This is Tess. So that is something that you just cannot download because your admin at work will have to approve it, right?
It's a website. It's not a download.
I see. Okay. All
Yeah.
right.
I mean, with that said, though, my company has given me pretty free range permission to access any website, any tool, and to pay for a month of it to prove that it's useful. But we are a small startup and have way less hurdles than a much bigger company in terms of getting approvals.
Okay.
I think that's thank you for saying that, Naomi. I think that's a really, really key point because there's some companies like mine that it's gonna flag it and you'll get a nasty gram, be like, and so
Yeah. At a former company, I couldn't do anything like this. Here, my boss is the CEO, and he's just like, look, you think it's going to be useful? Don't ask me. Like, you can pay for them as long as it's not an astronomical amount. This was, I think the first month was like $30, $40. He goes, try it. Like, worst case, we lose $30, $40. The best case, we actually find some great tools.
Yeah.
So he's pretty flexible there. But I do recognize there are a lot of companies that are going to be like, hell no, we're not going to let you share our calendar
I'm
with this
so
AI.
jealous that you have a boss that like encourages and is open to playing like this. Like that.
Transparently, he's also a decade younger than me. So and he's building an AI product himself. That's what our company does. So
Yeah.
he's very open to what can we do? How can we integrate? How can we evolve?
Oh, it's like my
Anything,
dream.
yeah,
I love
anything
it.
that saves him time, he's willing to consider.
I love it. I love it.
Well, my company is cybersecurity, so that will be a tough one.
Yeah, Tess, I think your company would be like, hell no. I mean, this bot though can actually respond to emails on your behalf. Like it can schedule things for you by hey, emailing different people, figuring out what's working, then sending out the invite. Um, it can just do a lot of interesting things.
Yeah, thanks for sharing that. I'm gonna have to play for sure. Um, Jackie, thank you for putting those newsletters. She pasted them in the chat. I'll go ahead and copy them and add them to the agenda doc also. I saw a question for you, Naomi. Let's see, where is it? Have you tried Power Automate and how would you compare it with building this flow from an ease perspective?
So we're a Google company.
Mm.
And so we don't have Microsoft, we don't have any Microsoft tools. I found at previous companies, somehow my brain couldn't wrap around it, to be honest. I would try it, I would touch it. I felt like there was maybe a language difference that I don't know. My brain couldn't do it. Here, I can look at these demos that they've pre-made and say, okay, that's how they did it. This is now what I want to try for me. And you can also test it. You can test it before you launch it. And it's been I've gone through many, many iterations. I'm also using Zapier a lot to do some of this stuff because it doesn't integrate with everything. My boss wants to he has Asana and he has his projects, and then he has his sections within his projects. And we want to take those tasks from a very specific section, email to him once a week. And Lindy doesn't integrate with it, and Zapier doesn't integrate with sections well. So I've been noodling for the past 3 days on this one thing, iterating and iterating and iterating.
I'm so jealous of your life right now. Like I want.
Oh, I don't know.
those
Yesterday there were a lot of 4-letter words because it just wasn't working the way I needed it to.
Yeah, that's how it
And
goes.
finally my partner said, I think you need a break.
Right.
But it's, I also find it fun to iterate.
Oh, that's awesome. One thing I wanted to do, when you sign up for your account for like the forum on the website, like it's going to ask you, are there any like areas that you're like super proficient in so like Naomi, if her profile might say like Notion, and I would probably hit Naomi up and direct some questions at her.
Not for Notion. No.
No.
I'm still figuring out Notion. Notion and I get along way better with like Asana and Slack than I do with Notion. I'm still learning how to use Notion and build the databases and make it useful.
Yeah, same. Do you want to plug your meeting? The
Sure.
Leader Assistant?
Sure. So those of you there, I see some familiar faces here. Those of you who don't know me, I am part of Jeremy Burrows' Leader Assistant community. I lead Nerding Out with Naomi. It's the third call every month. The first call each month, our friend Ro Hoffer leads it. It's Real Talk with Ro. Jeremy brings in a guest speaker. It's a wild card week. The second week, I lead the third week, and then we have breakout rooms the fourth week. But it's a free call. Let me figure out how to put in the link to the Leader Assistant community, but it's a free circle community. And then there is our free weekly call every Wednesday at 4:30 Central, 4 o'clock Central. It can be hit or miss on content. Sometimes it's a little wishy-washy, to be transparent, but I am, generally speaking, I love being part of it. And it's been a great place to bounce off like-minded people and connect and learn how other people do things.
That was actually the first place I was asked to share my calendar audit script. And if you can compare the way I talk today with the way I presented at that meeting, believe it or not. I have come leaps and bounds. That I was so shaky and so nervous. I didn't come in with a deck. I was just like sharing my screen. It was so cringe. And but thank you for giving me that
You
opportunity.
did great. I mean, I still freak out. You see me get red half the time. Like it's just it happens and I have to push forward.
Well, oh, thanks. I'll add that link to the agenda as well. Let's see. Oh, I have some good news. So, have you guys heard of Executive Support Magazine? So guess who got picked to for the cover of the next issue? So I wrote an article and I submitted it, and she wrote me back right away, and it's going to be the cover story on the next issue. So that's super exciting, and yeah,
That's awesome, Courtney.
thanks.
Congratulations.
Thanks.
That's Courtney. That's awesome.
Yeah, thanks. What else? What do you guys have? Tell me something that you used AI for this week, or something that you are going to need to, a project that you have coming up. Thanks, guys. Or what was the last thing you used AI for? Anything? Anyone want to jump in?
So I used it. Oh, I don't know in my background. So sorry. Hi, it's Susie. I used it to create a song. There's a website, sono.ai, and basically you just put in like what type of beat do you want? Do you want like country, R&B, rap, whatever it is, as well as some parts of like what you want the song to be about. Do you want a male singer or female singer, what it is? And then it just like spews something out. So I've been playing with that, and I'm going to use it at like company kickoffs and stuff like that, so we can have like our own little theme songs.
Oh, that's so cute. I love that. That's clever. And then it lets you like do the lyrics too, right? Like you can have.
It
Oh,
comes
that's
up
so
with the
funny.
lyrics.
I would make the funniest. That's funny.
Yeah, it's hilarious. It's so much fun to play around with. So I've been enjoying that for sure.
Awesome.
Can you repeat the name of that tool, please?
Yeah, I'll put the link in the chat.
Thank you.
So whoever wants to play.
I did that once. So when my boyfriend and I like moved in together, so he has 4 kids, same mom. But anyway, he has 4 kids, and I was trying to, I wanted to be cool, right? So I'm like, oh, I know this girl, she's super shy, but I was like, I'm gonna write a song and she's gonna think I'm so cool. So like we were putting up Christmas decorations, and I was so happy with this song. I was like cracking up. I'm like, she is gonna love this. And like it starts playing, and she looks at her dad and she's like, what in the hell is this? And he's like, you don't like it? Courtney made it. And she's like, oh, thanks. And just like it was the biggest fail. Like I referenced, like, I don't know, I put so much into it. Anyway, they all like me now. So it worked out, but yeah. Okay, there's the link. Go Burrows. And that's the first EA community I ever joined. And I'm sure everyone here knows Jeremy. But it's a great community, great forum. You can ask questions, you'll get responses. So
I could offer something that I used AI for.
love
So I had a shipping list of swag that I needed to send out to a bunch of people after an event. And so we had, I mean, creating a shipping list with the product, with multiple products, going to different addresses, and so it could be an absolute time suck, right? And so I asked AI to create a spreadsheet with a shipping list with multiple products. And it went ahead and created it for me. And with the different swag items, with the quantity list, it created a drop down of the small, medium, large sizes. And then I would just tell it, can you please add a column for the product quantity? And then can you please add a column for the name who it's going to, but it also added like a column for shipping address, shipping method, whether it be UPS, FedEx, DHL, and then and it also added a column for the shipping date and tracking number. And I was astonished. I was like, this is so cool.
Oh, that's great. And what did you do this on?
Google Sheets.
No, but what LLM were you using?
Oh, Gemini.
Gemini. Got it. Neat, neat. Would you guys be interested in, I think I asked this last week, but I don't remember. So if it was one app that you could choose, like instead of going to the different LLMs, what if it was one app and there was a drop down and you got to pick like Gemini, Claude, ChatGPT? I wouldn't use it. Like I'm just loyal to ChatGPT because I just want all my stuff in the same. I don't want to have to search for like what one did I use for this. But would anyone else use that? Or like do you guys jump around or are you loyal to whatever one you use? Just curious.
I've been loyal to ChatGPT, but I heard that Gemini actually integrates nicely with Google Drive, where you can save things directly to your drive. So I might start playing around with that just because of the integration.
That would be handy as much as I'm like uploading to.
Yeah.
Anyone else?
For myself, I use Gemini because that's the one that is approved by my company, right? And that obviously there's limitations and stuff like that. But for personal, I do use ChatGPT every once in a while and stuff like that. But for work, the approved one is Gemini because we're a Google house.
Thanks. Okay.
I've essentially just been using ChatGPT, but I mean, at work we have Copilot and ChatGPT. Personally, I have ChatGPT and I also downloaded Gemini and Grok, and because I'd like to, sometimes if there's one topic I'm looking at, I like to just go to each one and see what they all have to say. Just curious as to the difference.
Make that my project for the week. I want to play with Grok. I want to test that out. So
I didn't realize that Grok was owned by X, I believe.
Yeah.
Yeah. I just found that out like 2 days ago and I was like, oh, I haven't done much in there, but I was like, I don't know. I don't know why. It just didn't make me feel comfortable. I don't know why.
I do jump around for specific things. Like, for example, if I'm a marketer and I'm doing something for marketing and I want something to stay in, Claude is very helpful for that. So I can say, like, let's just say I'm writing on something on Apple. I can say, here's Apple's like last 4 quarterly reports. Here's an update from the meeting I just had. Write this in their tone. And it's just from a marketing standpoint, it just really, really hits the mark. I will jump for perplexity in terms of research because of the resourcing, how well it does.
Yeah.
And I work at an AI company, and this was brought up recently. What's your favorite AI tool? And most of the people in data science and on the product side did say Perplexity. So now I'm like super interested to see why, and I'm going to be flying over there. I need to work in Gemini. We do work in Google, so it's a bit more. It makes sense for me to learn it better. But ChatGPT is my OG, so
yeah,
it's tough. I did just use it recently. We had a pickleball event for our company, and I had to pair our teams, so I got everybody's level, like beginner, advanced, intermediate, and I wanted them to automate teams and then schedule games that were fair and made a good rally. So I used ChatGPT for those kind of things. I do tend to flip around, but you're right. Like eventually I'm gonna be like, where did I do that? In what app? So long term, I don't know that, like for workflow, if that makes the most sense. But I'm just genuinely interested in them. And also that's kind of why I flop around and try to use them for what they're best at. But yeah, long term, I don't know.
If anyone ever wants to volunteer to demo, like it doesn't have to be for the whole session, even like if it's, I don't know, 10 minutes. If you love Grok and that's your go-to, like I would love if you could just like maybe drop me a line and say that you're willing to like just demo like some example prompts. I think that'd be better than me like stumbling through them, not being like a power user of them. But I am going to try Grok this week. I'm just interested. I just want to see what that's about. And then Perplexity, I'm already a fan of. Like you said,
Yeah, and Perplexity, they just hosted last week uh, a tutorial, if you will, but it was like a live interactive tutorial on Perplexity on their new tools and how they use it. So if you follow some of them, I think they're on LinkedIn, you can sign up for these free events, and they sent me the recording after, which was great.
That's neat.
So I would try to follow, some of these LinkedIn pages of these AI tools, and you can kind of get invited to these tutorial things as well.
Awesome.
One of the
Courtney-
things about Grok that I was going to say real quick,
Thank you, Denise.
that I learned was apparently what Grok does that differentiates itself from the others is that all the other tools learn your voice, so to speak. They learn how you like to speak and how you like to communicate, and their responses, they're geared towards pleasing you and providing responses that make you happy. Whereas Grok supposedly is real, just gets real with you and is just, doesn't do that. So that's one of the things that I had heard about it. And the only other thing, Perplexity is great. Just recently, a couple of meetings ago, I shared a link and I can't find the article, but there was an article that compared, a bunch of these tools against a ChatGPT, and ChatGPT won out, I believe, in most of the categories. So I have to find that article, but yeah.
Yeah, I also shared this once before. I get a newsletter called Rundown AI, and it actually will it's if there's something pressing, it will send out like immediately, but I get at least once a week. I'm backlogged in reading them, but it will always tell you, like you just mentioned, across the board who's leading in many of these things, and then also like new features. They also post jobs in there. I just find it super interesting. It's high level, and you can click around to go more in depth. But it's called Rundown AI. Is the newsletter.
Thanks. I just added that too. Denise, did you have a question? I want to say.
Yes, thank you. So, in regards to like the list, I like you guys amaze me. I am like so overwhelmed with all this stuff that's coming at me. So with regards to the list, I would find that helpful. So like create a song. Like I mean, I could use ChatGPT or Google or whatever to find, but I would prefer to use tools that are recommended by people. Um, so for example, I went to a networking event last Friday, and it was how to use AI in your job search. And they had this recruiter there, and he was just, he was just talking way too fast. But he has all these extensions that he uses for replying, creating LinkedIn, and like all these different things, summarizing a book. And I was just blown away, and overwhelmed. So I would love a list, and just to play around and find a place to start.
Let's see. Another little sneak peek that I want to share. So, and then I'll wrap this up because I know we've gone over, but so this is the resources page of the website, and it's going to be like categorized. So you can pick. So here I would have a link to like leader assistant, or under communities, learning, I would have the link to. And so I'm just going to really build this out. And then you can pick by category, AI tools, and I'll break it down even more. And also the prompt database that I kept talking about. I'm getting so close. How cool does that look, you guys? You pick your category, budget, and then it's just going to list the prompts that you can just copy and paste: coaching, marketing. Like, I'm really excited to share this with you guys. And yeah, that's all. Thanks, guys, for coming. I will be prepared next week too, and that's all. That's all I've got. So, oh, Imagine Admin is. Do you guys know what that is? It's they're celebrating like Administrative Month, and they have it's like 3 hours of speakers. So they have like 38 speakers, and each speaker gives like a 5-minute talk. Obviously, you don't listen to everyone, but it's happening over 3 days, and it's a free event to sign up for.
I think I got calendar invites for it.
Yeah, I mean, I'm speaking. So I'm speaking on the last day, but let me I'll
What
put
are
a
the
link.
dates?
Sorry.
What are the dates?
Let me go to
I think I just threw it in the chat, Courtney.
Oh, thanks. You're great. Thank you. Yes, so that's where
You
you
can
sign.
confirm that that's the right one.
Yes, it is. Thank you so much, Carmel. Thanks. I love you guys. This is the best hour of my week, I promise.
I know. I started this new job and I've been missing it. And I'm like, finally I can attend. You guys record these though, right?
I just started recording them, yeah. So I will, they'll be listed on the website in the meantime. I just don't want to send them out.
I hear you. Everybody.
And someone replies all, and then people hate me, and I don't want.
Yes, I think I was on that.
Yeah. So, but
okay, cool. I'll look for them.
Start
Thank
putting
you.
the links in that agenda doc if you want to just keep that bookmarked. Because I upload it pretty much right after now.
Oh, perfect. The one that's in the invite, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay,
No, not in
perfect.
the invite. Here, this document. That, by the way, I've been updating like as we have gone through the meeting. That's another first, so I'm getting better. Anyway, so that's the link if you want to bookmark that. It'll have a summary. It'll have next week's topic later in the week. And yeah, thanks guys so much for coming.
Great. Thank you so much. Have a good day.
Bye guys. Have a good day.
Bye.
Bye. Happy Admin Month.
Happy Advent month.
Bye guys.
Bye.
Thanks for coming.